It's 50 degrees in December. What are you doing out? As you may know, I do this on occasion. I haven't done it in a couple of years, so doing it again. I don't know why, but I seem to like hiking better in the winter months. We've got a lot of improvements done to the gear. One of the most probably significant ease of things to use and important things. This little guy right here. A lot of you know what it is. If you don't, it is a magnesium stone. With the magnesium stone, take the back side of your knife, shave a little bit of this brightly colored silver off, put it in a little pile on a leaf or something, flip it over, take the back side of your knife again, and strike on this black part, which is kind of like the whole flint and steel thing. Well, it is flint. That's the ignition, if you will. Little rope here is set up so that, because it's hemp rope, burns really fast, really easy, and ignites in all conditions. Once you get a spark going and a little bit of a burn, put the hemp rope in it. It ignites the hemp rope. Once you get the hemp rope burning enough and a good enough flame that you can put more leaves and twigs and stuff like that on it and get a fire going, you pull the hemp rope out, you put the fire out on it, and you have a reusable way to start a fire, all right here. Have it set up so it's right there at my disposal. I also have acquired some other things. For instance, I have a few new pouches on my side. This pouch contains my compass up front here in this little compartment. In the back compartment, it's got a poncho, really quick emergency poncho, a multi-tool, and a binocular, or a monocular, sorry. The back pouch has a lot less stuff in it. It's actually where I keep my gloves, my rawhide gloves, and I have little fire cubes, little dried out stuff, kind of like what you'd put in your fireplace to get a fire going. The other great thing I have now is actually on my back, not my backpack, but on my lower back, which is that satchel right there. That satchel actually contains 2 days worth of survival gear. It's got distilled water. It's got a few granola bars, various dehydrated foods, first aid kits, and a few other things. It's even got an emergency blanket in it. A lot of stuff in a little bitty compartment, and I still have the side compartments and front compartment open for me to put whatever else in there. One side compartment I have fluorescent orange rope and tape for marking my path if needed. On the other side I have some of my extra fire cubes. And in the very front I actually have a new sharpening stone for my knives. If you saw, my big hunting knife is right next to that pouch. Everything is set up so it's very accessible. I can reach my knife, no problem. Water, I can reach the side pouches. I also have emergency lights on the on it in a very easily accessible way. Same thing with the other side. Everything very easily to access. Once again, easy to access. In my bag, since I no longer have to have all my first aid kits and all that in the bag, weighing my bag down, which just from this hike that I've been doing today has been a huge benefit. The survival kits, water, your gloves, little ropes, all that stuff adds up in weight after a while. And having that all on your shoulders takes it out of you quite a bit. Even though my bag has a waist strap, it helps, but it's still a lot of the pressure's here. But with this belt now, I have all the weight of the immediate and most important stuff right on my waist. So if something happens and I have to shed weight, I can shed the backpack, have full range mobility still, and still have all of my most important survival equipment on me. But in the backpack now, I have a few bungee cords, which I've had for a long time now. I have my rain jacket in there. I have my sleeping bag. I have a waterproof blanket, and just various ropes, strappings, and I actually even have another pair of shoes in my backpack. You're probably wondering, isn't that weigh a lot? The shoes I have are those New Balance Minimalist or Minimas or whatever. The minimalistic shoes. They don't provide your feet with the protection of boots, but they do provide your foot with a sole protection, so you could still walk, move about. The only thing is the canvas on top is very, very, very thin. It's antimicrobial, so if they get wet, it's not going to support the molding and foot fungus that most shoes do. Think of them like old water shoes, the old water shoes that you got when you were younger or in years past. They're similar to that, but they're trail running shoes. They're wonderful shoes, actually. I do enjoy them. I just don't wear them very often. They're not my style. I wear combat boots all the time. But the main reason I have them is, and the ironic thing is, they're actually stored in this little side pouch here. But the main reason I have them is so that if I'm trekking and say I have to cross a creek or a small river or something and I get my boots soaked, you don't want to be walking around in wet boots. I mean, if your feet stay wet enough, long enough, you know what's going to happen. You're going to have athlete's foot. You could possibly even have your skin start to decay and fall off if it's bad enough. So with these other minimalistic style shoes, I can still keep going. Or when I set up camp, I can put my boots over the fire, my socks and everything, let them dry out, and I can put these on, still walk around, gather firewood, forage, stuff like that. It just will be cut down on the amount of activity I could do, but it would allow my boots to dry out so that I continue forth with my proper foot gear. So yes, and like I said, I do have a new sharpening stone. Granted, my knife that's on me right now, the large one, does have a sharpening stone with it, but it is a very coarse sharpening stone. It doesn't have a fine side. Granted, you don't need a fine side for these type of knives, but it's kind of nice to have sometimes. Let's see, anything else new in the survival realm? I did get a new compass. That's actually one that's really important. I didn't really have a compass before. I had little bitty trinket ones that didn't really work that great. I got a new one. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's just because it's cold or what, but it's not working that great. It is a, there we go, military style compass. For some reason, it's just not wanting to work that great right now. It's seizing up, so I'm gonna have to look into it. Like I said, I don't know if it's cold or what. I've never had a compass do that. I've had compasses that just point in the exact same direction no matter what way you turn. So north is every direction, or I've had compasses that just keep spinning and they don't stop. Let's see, anything else to report? Not really. With me today is no one, as usual. But since I'm out actually in a very, very familiar area, today was more of a endurance and strength building process, just because, like I said, I haven't done this to this extent in a good amount of time. Probably a minimum of a year. I haven't had time. It's been a very work-oriented past year, just to work and pay bills. You know, a lot of you know how that goes. But I'm now working in a environment that is top-notch. It's wonderful. The last time that I was doing this and I made all my videos, I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods. Great place, especially because you can get discounts on all your gear. But it's retail, you know. Retail's not that great. Last year, after working at Dick's Sporting Goods, I worked for a foreclosure company, which means I, in a manner of speaking, repossessed houses. I didn't do very many evictions, so you know, but it was a very interesting job. I can't say I didn't like it. I traveled all over the state. It was a pretty cool job, but not worth it. There was too many risks involved and not enough benefits. But now, to give you an idea of where I work, some of you know this area because I've made videos on this area, but if you can see that down there, that right there is the train sheds of the Museum of Transportation, which is now my current job. I'm a train guy. Actually, I do maintenance and various other projects around, but yeah, I help repair trains. Well, mainly the little riding train, the CP Huntington 2-foot gauge. But yeah, so I figured I would enjoy the day, because like I said, it's 50-something degrees out right now, and it's December, so it's not humid at all. I'm not even really working up a sweat, which is nice, but I get to enjoy this, and I'm going to try and get out and do this stuff more often, get back into the flow of things. My good friend Brian, who I used to go hiking and camping a lot with, he was in the second set of the Katy Trail videos in March, I believe last year's video. He has been in Germany for the past year. He will be coming back in March, and we will hopefully do another Katy Trail ride in March. We'll have to see. Don't know if that's going to work out that well or not. But he'll be back. Maybe do some videos with him, some hiking videos. Maybe go find some old abandoned railroad tracks to hike again. Cedric, who's in a lot of my videos as well, the likelihood that we'll do very many videos together is slim, just because our work schedules conflict horribly right now. But we'll see. So yeah, get out and enjoy the day. Well, by the time I post this video, it'll probably be another day. But go enjoy the weather when you can. If nothing else, do what I'm doing. Just get out there with your bag, your pack, your survival equipment. Get used to its weight. Get used to moving around the terrain with it. Because that'll help you out a lot, rather than, you know, you have a bug out bag and all that stuff and never once practice with it, or never once just walk around with it. and then something does happen and you gotta throw that sucker on and run with it, and you ain't gonna like it too much. It's gonna kick your ass if you have a big bag like I do. You know, it's not gonna be fun to try and traverse areas with a bag that you're not familiar with or that your body's not used to carrying. So I'd recommend getting out and do it in the winter time like I am. You know, it's you got several good days depending on what area of the country you live in, obviously, but you got some good days to get out there and try it out. You know, layer up. You know, I'm just wearing a lightweight button-up vest that I made, a long sleeve shirt, and then a short sleeveless shirt underneath that. Just a couple layers, you know, because when you first start it's cold, but once you start moving and you get your bag on you, you'll warm up, and then you might want to take off a layer. But the way I do it is I just slow down, slow my pace, lets my body cool back down a little bit, don't sweat, and you can keep trekking without stopping. So I'm gonna get back to hiking around here. Y'all have a good holiday, first of all, since Christmas has passed, or the holiday seasons are going on right now, so enjoy those. And if I don't see you guys before New Year's again, Happy New Year's, and get out there and enjoy the wilderness. Peace out, guys.